Good afternoon, all my fans out there. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching my video from. Dr. Man here once again. As usual, as you know, we're always advocating for the men. Our goal is to advocate for the men and make sure that the men are taken care of, just like the women are being taken care of from different programs. Again, Dr. Man, Men's Advocate channel, Men's Advocate TV, Men's Advocate program. While we love good women, our program is mainly for the men to help the men live a normal life, to help them navigate the challenges facing the men all over the world. In today's video, I have a fan of mine that shared a story, shared his own story with me. You know, he's sharing this story, and I decided to share this story so that all the men out there can learn one or two things from his story. But the topic of this video is men, keep fighting for your children. Men, keep fighting for your children. That means make sure you always, you know, be there out for your children, reach out for your children, even when you're having issues with your wife or ex-wife or your partner, and the women always try to push the children away from the man, especially those women who came from third world countries or developing countries and they move abroad. They live with a husband that struggled to bring them abroad. The moment they came there, they grow wings and try to intimidate the man. And when they have issues, maybe when the man said that he doesn't want to continue, or even if she's the one that decides she doesn't want to continue, she will start pushing the children away from the man. She will start poisoning the children's mind against their father. So a lot of men all over the world today, especially in the Western world, are facing the same challenges. So this particular fan of mine shared his own story. According to him, he said that once his own happened, the ex-wife started poisoning his children's mind, trying to pushing them away from him. And initially, the children were not, following that. But after a while, she started influencing the children, including forcing them that if they don't do what she said, that she would punish them and stuff. The children are, sometimes young children. So he said that eventually she succeeded in pushing the children away from him. So up to the point that his children, that they have both joint custody of the children started avoiding him. The children stopped talking to him. The woman making a lot of bogus false accusations against him and how he was he wasn't treating the children well, but that was, according to him, that was all false, bogus, and false allegations. So eventually he had no other choice when he saw that the woman is, doing a lot of things to harm him or to hurt him. He decided to relocate out of the Western world where they live. They both came from, developing country, what you can call third world country. He had to relocate to his third world country, to the developing country from the Western world where they live. So he was there for some years. The children grew with their mother. Eventually, the daughter, his first child, met a man. She fell in love with a man, and they started dating. And at a point, they talked about getting married. So at this point, that's where his continued fighting and continued reaching out to his children paid off, because his children continued to know that this is their father, and he has tried his best to reach out to them, to be there for them, but it was the mother that pushed them away from their father. So the parents of the young man that was going to marry her, to marry his daughter, which is basically the father of the young man, started asking the would-be daughter-in-law, who is your father? Where is your father? According to him, the man started saying, I want to see your father, or I want to talk to your father. Give me information about your father. Is your father still alive? She said yes, that the father was still alive. And he said, I want to talk to your father. I don't want to talk to your mother. because I'm a man, I want to talk to your father. Your mother can be free to be talking to my own wife. That is the father of the young man that want to marry his daughter. So from that point, the young lady has no choice than to start reaching out to the father, where he was. And she even, boarded a plane from the Western world where she is to go to the third world country where the father was living, where the father relocated. So the father gave her his own conditions that first of all, your mother will have to remove all the restrictions that she used the law, the system in the Western world to put a lot of restrictions for him, and all his maybe assets and things like that. So the daughter has no choice. Agreed, pressured the mother. The restrictions were removed. Then the guy, said, I always loved you as my daughter. I never had any issue with you. Had wanted to be in your lives, but your mother did not allow that to happen. But now that you have, changed, you needed your father back. I will not reject you because you're still my child. That's what, according to him, that's what he told his daughter. He accepted the daughter back. They made up, and then he talked to the will be in-law. His will be in-law. That is the young man's father. They mended fences and they started talking, and they started planning about the marriage of his daughter. So eventually, the planning was done, and they have to come to the third world country, their developing country from the Western world, where the marriage happened, the traditional ways of marrying and stuff like that. It happened in the father's house, in the father's compound. It didn't happen in the mother's place. So eventually the guy was happy that he didn't move away completely from his children, because if he did, the woman probably would have taught the daughter to lie that his father was no longer alive, or that he wasn't involved in their lives. But in this case, he continued. He continued to be, struggle to reach out to his children, try to be in their lives, even though they rejected him. The mother made them to reject him. They were not talking to him. They were running away from him. But eventually, they still knew that he was their father, and everything was reconciled. So, what is the purpose of this video? The purpose of this video is to share information, not only to men, but to all those women who do not show wisdom, who do not show basic common sense, to understand that whenever you have a problem with a man, especially if you guys divorced or separated, you are no longer living together with the man, you get angry and put the children in between your divorce and your relationship with the man. So it's a very big lesson to learn that eventually your children are going to need their father. It does not matter whether you're in the Western world, whether you are in the developing world, or whether you are anywhere. Your children need their father, just like they need you as their mother. For you to push your children away from their father, you are doing a very big damage to those children. You are doing a very big disservice to your children, and you claim that you love them. So this is the story of this man, one of my fans. So it's a very big lesson to some men, and also a big lesson to those women who use their children to fight against the man once they have any problems with the man. Or even when they still live together, you try to push your children away from their father so that they can only love you and disrespect their father. You can see that with this story, everybody should learn from here, both the man and the woman. A lesson for the man is that do not go completely away from your children. Even though your ex-wife or your wife or whatever is trying so hard to push your children away from you, because that's the only way of fighting you. The only weapon of fighting a man is children. So don't allow that to happen. Keep coming closer and closer to your children. Keep reaching out to them. Keep doing something you can do, anything you can do for them. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you care for them. At the right time, you see those children, they will turn around and come back to you. That's a very big lesson for the men. Then for the women, you have learned, after listening to this story, if you have common sense, if you have conscience, you should understand that your children need you as their mother, and your children need their father as their father. You can only be a mother, you can never be a father. You can only play a mother's role to your children, and their father can only, play a father's role to their children. And by the way God designed the life of people, every child needs their mother and their father. So you cannot deny a father access to his children. And even as a father, you cannot deny a mother access to her children. So the right things have to be done in the right way. So if you're a woman that uses your weapon to fight a man, just know that any weapon used to destroy another thing will also be destroyed. That's a very big lesson. They said a word is a word is enough for the wise. So that is a very good lesson from this my fan, one of my fans. Others can learn from this. You men out there and you women out there, even if you're a good woman or you're a bad woman, you can learn how to change and not affect your children's lives, because you don't like their father or you and their father had issues. Then you allow your children to also have issues with their father. That's not the right way to go. So this is a big lesson to learn. So this can help a lot of men. It can help a lot of women to navigate through their challenges, relationship challenges, or even post-relationship or post-marriage challenges. Just remove your children from whatever you're fighting with a man, or remove your children from whatever you're fighting with a woman. Those children should not come in between. They probably did not contribute anything to the problem you adults have. So it's a very good lesson to learn. So learn a very good lesson on this particular story. And we hear a lot of these stories. It happens every day. It does happen on a regular basis. So let us learn this. This is very good information for all the men out there and for all the women out there. For the best interest of the children, please allow the children to stay neutral whenever two of their parents have any issues or fight, divorce, or fight any marital issues. Allow the children to remain in the middle. Do not bring them into the problem, so that those children can still enjoy both parents and live happily. Your marriage or your divorce has nothing to do with children. They are two parallel events. If you are no longer married, it does not stop your children from relating with their father. It does not stop the children from relating with their mother. They are two parallel issues, two mutually exclusive events. So with this video, please make sure that if you're one of the people, especially the women doing these things, stop it, because you are not doing the right thing for your children. You are hurting your children and you're harming your children by pushing them away from their father. And if you're a father doing the same thing, pushing the children against their mother, stop it, don't do it. It's not in the best interest of the children. Those children they are innocent of whatever issues you adults were having. They need both of their parents in order to grow. They have a lot of things to learn from their mother. They have a lot of things to learn from their father. And this is a very good lesson for all of us. From here, from me, share my videos, like it, subscribe to my channel, and make sure that all the men you know sees this video so that they can learn. Make sure that also all the women you know, especially those ones that have the capability of doing these things, they learn their lesson from here, knowing fully well that if they do things like this, they will block roads for their children. So from me, from here, Dr. Man, I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.